Hey, Brave Masters, welcome to another amazing episode of the Brave Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Jena Rodriguez, and I am your business, brave, and visibility strategist with Brave Masters, Inc. And I am so excited to bring you another amazing Brave Master. And we're going to talk to Christina in just a second. And I just want to remind you guys, if you get a lot of value out of this conversation today, if you feel inspired, if you feel like you're reconnected to your business and your mission, or just really appreciate what we share today, please give us a review on iTunes. Please leave us comments under the video, whatever it is, so that we know that you're watching and listening. We would love to hear from you. So without further ado, welcome Christina Daves. How are you? Oh my gosh. She's got her PR all around her. She is so on brand. I love it, right? I'm so excited to have you here, and we finally got you on the calendar and made this happen. And so please take a second and just introduce who you are to the world.
Yes, my name is Christina Daves. I am with PR for anyone.
With PR, yeah.
So I am an inventor that invented a product and almost went bankrupt, and kind of fell into becoming a DIY PR expert. I'm a best-selling author on the topic. I've appeared in over 1,000 media outlets.
Wow.
This is the coolest thing. Together with my students and my clients and myself, we've generated over 8 figures in sales from free publicity.
Wonderful.
Stuff works.
Wow.
It works. So I'm super excited to share that with everybody today.
Yeah, I love that. And and you dove right into part of your story that I was so intrigued by. My story is from bankruptcy to, I actually filed my first business. Yeah. But I think people, I'd love to talk about that, because I know I was ashamed of it for quite a while. I actually didn't speak of it for about 5 years. And I know you didn't file, which is great. And what is that experience like when you come that close to it? And tell us a little bit more about that kind of failure, if you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, so I had this idea. I had broken my foot. I'm in the big, ugly, medical.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm going to New York, and I'm trying to find something to make my boot look better, and there's nothing on the market. So I always joke, my husband literally saw the light bulbs go off, and he's like, "Oh God, here we go again." But
hold on.
It was a great idea, or so I thought. And then I did focus groups, and I met with doctors, and everybody loved it. I even had this one woman who I had just met, who had just moved here, and our daughters were playing lacrosse together. And she said, "Oh, I work for blah, blah, government contractor. I would never do that." So I said, "Well, please come to the focus group, because I need to hear, that stuff." Well, she loved it. Everybody loved it. Oh, it was wonderful. I was going to make $1 million. So I go forward with manufacturing. I hired a crook. I just gave him $27,000. He read my book. We refer to him as Richard in the book.
Nice.
If it weren't for him, I wouldn't be where I am now. So,
exactly.
So I did everything wrong. I over manufactured. If anyone's a productpreneur, you pick 3, 5, 7 styles. I picked 58 styles.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Everything wrong. Still not knowing it's wrong until it all gets here.
Wow, yeah.
And I have 58,000 pieces of a product that nobody in the world knows about. Nobody knows they need it. And we've mortgaged the house, and I don't have a penny left for advertising, to hire a PR firm. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, now what? Like, what am I going to do? And that is a horrible feeling.
Yeah.
Horrible feeling.
What did you say to what was the answer? Now what?
Now what? So, I mean, it's, you're scratching, you're fighting to stay alive. I mean, I have kids, I have a house. My husband trusted me. He signed off on it, he thought it was a great idea too. Like I can't lose us, like everything. So I went to the library for weeks, and what was free? Publicity is free. What did I know about publicity? 0, but I knew it didn't cost anything. And I knew if I could get my stuff out there, people would start to learn about it.
Right.
But I got in magazines I never should have gotten in because I called. And the editors are like, God, you are so passionate about this. And I figured out a way that it made sense to go in their magazine. And they were like, we just love you. Like, we love your passion. We love your excitement. And I got into things I never should have been in.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was it. Like I said, it's that clawing of it's just survival mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to lose it all. I mean, you've been there. You said that. You know you'll do anything. It was rough, and it was 5 really bad months. I mean, no, you're crazy. You're doing what on medical boots? Like, no, we're not interested. No catalogs, no doctors, no. I mean, it was really, really bad. But I always try. I made it to the finals of Shark Tank to get on Shark Tank.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then I got cut.
Oh.
That was it. Then I was like, I have nothing left. I mean, I have nothing left. That was my end all be all. I had put all my eggs in that basket that was going to change my life and my business. And then, whoop, sorry, you're not going to be on anymore.
You're not it. And so was that where you closed it and said moving on, or what did you actually, are you still selling? I mean, are you selling that product, or is that, okay, got it. Yeah.
So I kept, the only thing I had left was this publicity concept.
Yeah.
Because there was no money, and I kept going and kept going and kept going. And I remember this so vividly. It was a Tuesday night, and I'm looking at my laptop, and I'm just sobbing. And I'm like, what else can I do? Like, I'm such a universe person. I've done everything right. Why is nothing good happening to me? And I cried myself to sleep. And I woke up the next morning, and there was an email from the Steve Harvey show. And they didn't say much, but they said, we're doing a Shark Tank-like show. Send in a video by 10 o'clock.
Wow.
I'm a mom. I've got 2 kids. I haven't showered. I'm like, how am I supposed to do this? Like, so I took my Shark Tank video that I had done to apply to Shark Tank, and a little iMovie screen edited out the Shark Tank part at the beginning and the Shark Tank at the end. I said, that's all I can do. And I sent it in. And long story short, I ended up on the show. I ended up winning the Top Inventors competition, and I won $20,000. Steve Harvey. It changed my life.
Wow. And I think this is what I want, connect the dots. I'm always about connecting the dots in your story is, for people, is to see the resilience and, I get it, right? Is to continue to it's almost like follow the breadcrumbs, and you just kept doing what's next, even though it was like, I'm not getting anywhere, but I don't know if you've seen this. There's a cartoon picture out there where it's like the guy's mining for gold or diamonds, and he literally stops 5 minutes, like literally, like it's been hard work, but there's nothing happening, and he's literally 5 minutes away from getting to the diamonds, and he turns around. And so I think it's just a testament. I mean, what I'm hearing inside of this is it may be the rock bottom, or it feels that way, and then you get something that shows up, and you didn't quit. You figured it out even by 10 a.m. And I love that, the resilience of what you share. And so what year was that? Like, how long ago was that?
That was 2010.
Oh, okay, great.
No, 2012, 2010, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
That was, this great, and so we're still selling.
Nice.
It didn't get to be the $1 million business that I thought it was going to be.
Sure.
It sells. It's great. People love it. I'm on page 1 of Google. I've had celebrities wear it. Carla Hall just wore it on The View, which was really fun.
Nice.
But it launched another business, which is where my passion lies and my success lies. And so you always have to find that. There's always that silver lining. There's always something waiting. I just don't believe that eternal bad is there for anybody. I love that. You learn from it. You grow from it. I wouldn't be the person I was today if I hadn't gone through that.
That's right.
And I'm able to help other people now because I've been through it. And I did get out on the other side to help people realize, and I speak all the time. And the one thing is that I'm relatable because I'm just like everybody here.
Right.
I'm nothing special. I'm nothing, but I've done all these things because I worked really hard.
Yeah.
And it's all doable. Anything's possible.
Yeah. And it so is. And that's what I love about your kind of from to story is that, you didn't give up. And even in mine, my first business, it closed. It did not keep going. And I did have to file bankruptcy, but it's still the decision you make the next day. Whether you can pick things up and continue the business like you have, even from the rock bottom of that business. And yet it leads us to what's next. I mean, you and me both, we're in the space now where we're doing things that we really enjoy, but it's like, I wouldn't know what I know now if I hadn't gone through that, like you said. And I think that's the breadcrumbs. Those are the moments that lead us to where we are really going. And so tell us a little bit more. Obviously that's the past and you're still selling that product. But now you have PR for anyone. So tell us what that business is about and what you've had to be brave about inside this business.
Yeah. So it was literally the only thing I had was publicity because I had no money. So I was tenacious. It was like, and I realized, I got on, Steve Harvey was my first media hit, my first television outlet. That never happens. National television was like, but
get my nails done.
I'll make you guys laugh. I have a friend who's a hypnotist in Philadelphia, and I called him and I said, Brian, you have to hypnotize me. I can't do this.
Oh, brother.
I can't do that over the phone. I was so scared.
Wow.
But yeah, so I figured it out. And then what happened is I started getting more and more, I was getting my product out there and people started to notice. And then other business owners and entrepreneurs were calling me and it was, hey, can I pick your brain? Can I take you to breakfast? Can I take you to lunch? And it got to be so much. It was like, I can't do any more breakfasts or lunches. And I was at a conference kind of just with a friend hanging out. And somebody said, you need to start a business to help people do this because we as small business owners are desperate to learn this. Desperate. Yeah. And that's, so then, but talk about like failing, not really, I launched this business. I'm not a publicist. I never even took a class in communications in college. Like I have zero experience other than life experience. So who's going to listen to me? You're going to be like, you're who and what? And your background is no. So then I had this idea. I was like, okay, I need experts to kind of back up. Like, I know this is working for me, but if I could get producers and editors and people in the industry to say, yeah, what Christina's saying is absolutely right. This works. This is what you should be doing. Right. So I'm kidding you. I threw an ask out to the universe. Up in New York, I live in DC. Everybody said yes. And everybody said, I was going to New York like Thursday and Friday, hired a bunch of kids from the,
FIT?
FIT, yeah, that where they have like all the video stuff. I hired a bunch of kids from there. They had all this amazing equipment. And I went to New York and literally everybody fell into these slots. Like the producer of the Rachel Ray show could only do 10 o'clock on Thursday. And the Oprah person, the former Oprah producer could only do like Friday at 4. And it all fell in. And I got 10 videos done from rock stars like that.
Wow.
I even had the guy who ran PR for Ronald Reagan in the White House. Like,
wow.
Unbelievable. And that put me on the map. That gave me the credibility that because without that, I had nothing.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, and yet it's, so let me ask you, because I'm sure people are going, whoa, not the how, I mean, you can teach people the how, but it's the mindset and the thinking about picking up the phone and even asking, like, how did you get to that? Like, did you struggle with it, or does it just come naturally to you?
So I used to struggle with it. And my kids will tell you, like, I have this philosophy in life of just ask. What is the worst anyone's
What's the worst?
Is no. And I always joke, unless you're asking someone to rob a bank, something illegal or bad. And then because of all this mindset stuff that I do, I did some research. There's actually a study out of Stanford that tells you that most people are more afraid to say no than yes because of what people will think of them if they say no.
Got it.
So, how bad is a no? Really? I got one in my whole life. I've had one nasty no, like really nasty no. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do business with that person anyway. So, okay. So you move on. But most people, if they'll either say yes or it's a not now. And especially when it comes to pitching the media, you got to have that mindset that it's a not now. And I just got an email from a former client who just got on ABC. And she said, always in the back of my head, I had you saying, no is not now. It's not no. And keep trying and keep trying. And now her hard work is paying off.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's a PR, sales, whatever it is that you want, right? It's like you have to keep asking for it and keep moving forward. And even if that ask, it's almost like just the energy of asking. I call it like yes energy. Right. Say yes, say ask. And then eventually, even if that particular direct ask isn't a yes, something else is coming forward, to serve you. And I love that. I think just ask. And that for me is part of being a brave master, is saying yes to yourself, saying yes to the ask, and then figuring it out. And you really figured it out when it came to those videos. I'm like, find some interns, right? Yeah. And so I think, and I just, as a strategic example, I think it's really smart to have people hear that social proof, like I get that, it's funny. I was just talking to somebody about getting some testimonials and stuff from a program I have, and it's just because it's like, if they can speak to who you are and what you do, or even just a character reference, right? Even if they haven't done the program or, hired you or whatever, but if they can speak to the character reference, then it can speak volumes to people listening. And I think that's a smart way to approach, strategy and visibility and such. So what is your next brave? What's coming forward? What's in the future?
Yeah. So I'm really expanding my speaking career, which was a huge step.
Yes.
If you had told me 3 years ago that I would be speaking, I would have said, you have lost your mind.
Yes, you've lost your mind. And
it was my business coach and mentor who always said, Christina, you have such a great story to tell. Like, you need to be telling the story. And I'm like, I'm never public speaking, ever. So one day he texts me like normal and says, hey, what are you doing tomorrow at 12? And I'm thinking, like always, oh, we're going to lunch, because that's what we do. Yeah, I'm free. That's great. He goes, good. I had a speaking engagement. I just pulled out and put you in my place. He's like, it's 15 people, small room. You can do it. I thought I was going to die.
Can give me a hypnosis.
What? So I take this folded piece of paper, and I am so nervous, and I'm terrible. I mean, anybody who's starting a speaking career, I was terrible. But you know what? They love the story.
Yeah, and you lived.
That now I'm a dynamic speaker. People love to hear. But it was the story that was inspiring to them. Right. That's all they cared about. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll try this again.
Yeah.
And, I've worked on it and hired coaches and learned to speak and learned to write good talks. And, but that was a big, and I love it now. He's right. I love speaking. I love sharing my story, but if he hadn't pushed me off the cliff, I never would have done it.
I love it. I was 5 years ago. So you were 3 years. I was 5 years ago going, I'm not doing this. I can't do this. And yes, I'm so glad you anchored this point about story. I teach people how to get visible from speaking in my one program, and excuse me. And I so love that you just said that, because I don't know how you feel about this, but I find that some speakers focus so much on content, like how much can I teach and how smart can I show I am, and all that. And people, that it's like the least amount of impact, that you can really make. And so if you can just focus in on the facts of your life, right, your story, and inspire people, and then put some content in there, right? Give them something to walk away with, that you are like light years ahead of what most speakers, especially in their beginning, right? When they don't have any training or experience. You're just light years apart from that. And so, yes, I love the fact that you said that. It's like, just tell the story.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing here. Like, tell the story, right? Clearly she's an expert, everybody. But it's like, we want to know the humanness of who Christina is, or whoever else, right? So congratulations. So how does that, yeah, exactly. And so how does that translate to going forward? What's the, you said, so like your next Brave about it?
Well, it's just putting myself out there,
in a bigger way,
getting those gigs and doing, and it's hard. I mean, it's, now I found something I love and I have such a passion for it, but it's like, how do you get to this level now? So it's hard, and it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of time. I tell all my coaching clients that I work with, there's no magic pill. It's hard work. It's, if you want it, and it works, like the stuff that I teach, I know it works, and it's not crazy amount of time. You just have to learn how to do it, and then you have to do it. If you don't do it, it's not going to happen.
I love that. Action, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're such a testament to the tenacity, the resilience of what I consider brave, and R stands for resilience, and being able to just take the action regardless. It's like you said, just ask, like, what's the worst that can happen? And I foresee a TED Talk. Have you done one of those yet?
I wish. No, I've applied.
You and me both. You'll be there. I'll join you. I'll do it too. That's a brave step for me as well. Like, it's a bigger stage, a bigger opportunity to share the impact that you want to make. So, I think you would definitely be a great addition to that. So awesome. So yeah, as we kind of close out here, I would love for everyone, I mean, you have a wealth of information. You've done a lot of training. You've got a lot of results for people. What is the best way for people to connect with you?
So ChristinaDaves.com, I've kind of housed everything there. For those of you who want to try this and want to get visibility, I have a free challenge. It's 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day for 10 days. And it's not just PR. So if you're kind of nervous about PR, we talk about branding. We talk about a lot of stuff that's all part of the package. Yeah. So that's yourprchallenge.com. Like, it's 10 minutes a day with me. It's videos and actionable items. We've got a great Facebook group. But I have people in that group. One woman is a travel agent. She got a regular segment on her morning television show. Had people in the Wall Street Journal, Huffington Post, Washington Post. Like, it's crazy just by implementing the free program.
Wow. So that's awesome.
If this is up your alley and you want visibility, I know you teach visibility too, I invite you to join us. It's really fun.
Yeah, I love the PR approach though. So I love that. And thank you. We'll make sure that's in the show notes. So thank you for your gift. And so I have one final question is, it's a big one. So if this was your last interview, there were no more stages, there was no more podcasting, and this was your last chance, what would be your biggest message to the world?
Don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Like I said, I said it earlier, it's there. It's there. It's like the analogy you used about the diamond. They just missed it. Keep plugging away, because I'm prime example of it. And, we didn't even get into past things in my life, things that happened that got me to where, I started a life of entrepreneurship, but I'm married to the most conservative man in the world. And when we first started, he, together, he was like, what are you doing? And now after 25 years together, he realizes she's got this. Like, she's that mindset. It will work out. I'll figure something out. It'll work out. You just have to keep that positive attitude and mindset. And maybe this didn't work, but pinball over here and see how you tweak it, and just keep plugging away.
Yeah, don't quit. I love that. I think it's much needed. I think people quit too soon sometimes, or they put a deadline, and I'm like, Yeah, but the deadline, what if it's one day more? What if it's 1 month more, of just sticking with it? And so thank you for that. I think it's perfect to wrap this up and put a nice little bow on it. And I just really appreciate you. It's been a pleasure meeting you and sharing you with the world. And please, if everybody's listening, and if you feel like this added value to you, please let us know and leave us a thought or two. And then I can't wait to hear what's next for you, Christina, and I'll keep an eye on you. So we'll watch each other.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love that. So anyway, everyone, please remember this show is here for you, to inspire you, to get you into action, and make a difference in your business and your life. And so I always say brave daily. So until next time, let's go get our brave on. I'll talk to you soon.